right now an hour and 45 minutes for my talk here in Puerto Rico in San Juan at Social Media Week Puerto Rico. I'm at a barbershop getting a haircut. I want to look fresh and crispy on stage. Hurricane Irma came through. Every barbershop on the island that we went to, at least 5 or 6 barbershops that we drove to and called, they're all closed. There's no power. So right here we're at a salon, very nice salon. We're at a salon, and the barbers from one of the local barbershops are here working out of. So it's nice to be in a salon that has clippers and straight edges. All right, let's get it. Gonna be here in Puerto Rico with my man Tony. Flip the camera around, man. We need a vibe.
Flip this.
It's been a while.
Flip this. I look so scruffy though.
You do look scruffy, man. So the plan was for Tony and I.
This is post-hurricane look.
The plan was for Tony and I to get cuts at the same time, and we were gonna vibe in the barber shop. He picked me up at what, 8 o'clock in the morning. It's now almost noon.
And we went like to 4 different barber shops, and there were no power.
Yeah, they just had a hurricane here last week. So Tony's rocking this
the castaway look.
The hurricane castaway look. It's good to see you though, man. It's been a while. It's been a minute.
Right?
What up, Hustle Diaries? Greetings from San Juan, Puerto Rico, where I am at Social Media Week Puerto Rico here in El Museo de Arte. Let's get it. You know why I feel good? So check it out, guys. I'm here in Puerto Rico with Tony. Tony has been there from the start on Hustle Diaries, and Tony and I actually met last year around this time in Puerto Rico. I was here for another conference, and when I met this dude, he's the one who put me on game and said, straight up, Carlos, if you want to take your game to another level, you need to start going to South America, Caribe, Latin America, Europa. You need to start diversifying, going outside of the US market. You're Hispanic, you can speak multiple languages, you're bilingual, and here I am. This right here is the key to a keynote. Un cafecito.
What's your best advice on all those people that want to start a YouTube blog, but they've been slacking on it?
You just gotta get started. That's it. You have to get started. You know, look at my vlog here on YouTube, the Hustle Diaries and Carlos Gil TV. I don't have hundreds of thousands or millions of subscribers. Hell, I've got a little over 6,000. I think a lot of people, they assume failure before they ever even get started. If you start thinking from day one that you need to have a set number of views or subscribers because people need to see your content, you're never gonna get off the finish line. You just have to get started. If you look at my YouTube channel, and if you're watching this on YouTube right now, not on Facebook, I challenge you to go look at the videos I created in 2014. When I look back at my very first vlog, where I was walking through the airport in St. Louis and then through LaGuardia, you know, it's almost to me like embarrassing. So I look back at a very young version of myself. When I say very young, I was about 4 years younger than I am now, but the hair was different, the vibe was different, my voice even sounded a little different because I think I was trying to like over accentuate myself on YouTube. And then you become a lot more relaxed and you start thinking less about the sheer number of people watching, and then you start focusing on the people who are watching. So like that's probably like my best advice. Like 1 is you just have to get started, but like 2 is like the people that are actually watching, pay attention to who those people are. Actually go out and share your new content with them. And when I started my YouTube channel, you know, not a lot of people would watch. It was maybe like 20 or 30 people, but the ones that were sharing on Twitter, the ones that were commenting on YouTube, I would make it a priority to like value that very, very small number. And even today, I don't have, once again, thousands of people watching, but the people that do watch enjoy the content, and you know, they share it out with other people. People mix consistency with doing the same thing over and over again, and if you do the same thing over again, it's gonna produce this result magically. Consistency from my perspective means not giving up.
Exactly.
So you're gonna go through these periods where you don't feel like turning on a camera, you don't feel like creating content, people aren't gonna watch, people aren't gonna convert, people aren't gonna click. You're gonna question if your content sucks. Trust me, I've done it. A lot of content creators out there do it. But you have to keep moving forward. When we were at South by Southwest, we created a ton of content. and we dropped that content like within days. In fact, we started dropping content at South by Southwest when we were at South by Southwest. And then what happened in social media marketing world a week later? People were walking up to you and I, and they weren't talking about Snapchat fam or any of the other content I put on social media. They were talking about my YouTube content. They were talking about my vlog. And why is that? Because people see something and people react what they see visually, and people at the end of the day relate to other people. So that wouldn't have happened in 2014 when I was just coming out on the scene. It's happening now in 2017, almost 4 years later, because I've been doing this over and over again. I've created, dude, over 400 videos on YouTube today. My biggest hit video on YouTube is me going to see Frozen on ice with over 1.3 million views. My second and third most successful videos are me teaching people how to use Snapchat, how to help them grow their following. So what's that say to me? People want to see more of what I do when I can show them, more so than, you know, just creating a little vlog of what I'm doing every single day, which is why I'm not a daily vlogger. I create more productions like this when I'm on location at a conference, which is the Hustle Diaries.
More documentation
it's
type
more
of
documenting the journey, and which leads me to my next point. I'm not doing Hustle Diaries to compete with anyone or to try to be this next great vlogger. It's to document my journey. So at the end of the day, after the end of 2017, I can look back on all these videos. I can look at the places I went and the people I met and actually had this story to tell. Which brings me to now my next point, which is creative storytelling. We are all storytellers. We've learned storytelling since we were literally newborns and our mom and dads would read bedtime stories to us or tell us like old wives' tales. This technology, cameras, iPhones, Androids, what have you, even GoPros when you're out there skiing or doing something really cool and exciting outdoors, these are just tools that help us communicate and tell that story. You don't always have to be on. I think there's this pressure that a lot of content creators face because they go in their feed and they start seeing a daily V or they see a vlog from one of their heroes or one of the people they admire and they think, well gosh, I have to do this to keep up. No, you don't. Turn on the camera when it feels natural, when you actually have something to share. In fact, don't turn on the camera if you don't have anything to share. There's value in being a consumer versus a creator. When you're a consumer, you're gonna take in content, you're gonna learn things like production quality. You become a big fan of quality content. And I know it sounds counterintuitive because a lot of people know me as the Snapchat guy. I've built this big social media following based on what I've done on Snapchat, which is a lot more organic and raw than it is polished. Let's face it, Snapchat content isn't necessarily quality content in terms of production value. The content that one can push out there, if it's advice, if it's tips, whatever it is, if it's someone's story, can be quality content. But from a production value standpoint, you have to ultimately get the nice Canon 70D camera or you know, a Mark, what is it, Mark 4?
Mark 4 5D?
Exactly.
I mean,
you have to get the good equipment if you want to.
I'll say that's a perfect example on even us pivoting away from
I'll give you an
Canon
example. So I'll give you an example.
Red.
I get people to ask me what equipment I use. They say they want to start vlogging. And again, psychologically, they have to go out on YouTube. They have to get all the equipment before they ever turn on a camera. I think that's a mistake. I think you can literally start vlogging from an iPhone. You can start vlogging on Instagram stories, on Snapchat stories, on Facebook. You can grab your iPhone and you can record a video response to people on Facebook. These are things that you should inherently be doing before you start going with a big full-scale production on YouTube, known as a vlog. Muchas gracias, Puerto Rico, por invitarme. Te quiero mucho. Peace.
Super.
All right, so when you work hard, you gotta play hard too. I'm here in San Juan. I met some new friends here at Social Media Week. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Puerto Rico.